Creative friends, and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to welcome you to the squad today. Thanks for being here. I kind of decided at the last minute I was going to do this live and show you some new products. So it looks like a few of you have been able to jump on. So maybe we'll get some more friends jumping on it as we go. And I'm going to move this down just a little bit. There we are. In the United States, it's a holiday today, July 4th. So happy July 4th for anyone who's celebrating. It's a big summer holiday here in the States. I want to show you some fun new products today. These were things that I got during my pre-order, and I wanted to show them to you because they're available for you now. They became available on Monday of this week. Today's Friday, so they've been out there for a few days, and I'm just finally getting myself organized so I could show them to you. Before we start, I just want to remind everybody this is where you can find me. So that is my website, and you can send me a message through there. And actually, a couple of you did in the last few days, so I really appreciate that. My email address is also there. You could contact me that way if you'd like. And I've got a projects page with tons of projects that I have done in the past. And there are shopping lists and measurements and all the things you need for those. So, and of course, my online store is there. So if there's something that you just have to have, you could purchase it through my store. Okay, if you are on live, say hello. Ah, it looks like Cynthia has already beat me to that. So, hi, Cynthia. Happy 4th. Yes, today's a fun day. We had some burgers on the grill for lunch. So, if any of you have plans today or the weekend for the holiday, let us know in the comments. I'd love to know what you're up to. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is the Spooky Sweet, and that's Sweet, Spooky Sweet, Sweet, Suite. So Spooky Sweet Sweet is what we're going to call this. And I went ahead and laid this cardstock out here because these are the main colors that are represented in the designer series paper in this suite. So sometimes I find it helpful to pull out my cardstock because that helps me start imagining what I might want to do with the suite. Okay, let's start with the stamp set. So here's the stamp set. It's called Spooky Halloween. It's got great little Halloween sentiments. And I always love it when they give us a bat stamp. I cannot resist the bats. I love that. And then these cute little characters here. One's a cat, one's a dog. And these are outline stamps. So you would be able to stamp these and then color them any color that you want to. So this is super cute. I think it's going to be a fun stamp set to play with. Now, of course, there are coordinating dies that go with the stamps. So let me give you a peek at those. Here they are. And they are called the Spooky Halloween dies. So we have a few here that we can just use with our cardstock. The haunted house, this little fence, this, it kind of reminds me of a tombstone, but it could be a cute label. And then we have some bats down here. And then we've got the dies that will cut out our stamped images. So I love it when we've got something that cuts out images. I mean, I will fussy cut, but I don't love it. So that is wonderful. All right, so let's look at the designer series paper next. And I feel like they did an amazing job with this. I'm really excited to use this paper. So remember, it's 12 by 12, and there are 12 sheets here. There are two sheets of each of the ones you're going to look at here today. So this one is one that we can cut into pieces. So you can kind of see how one image starts and another one ends. So this one's going to be fun to cut into pieces and use it on our cards and other projects. Let me show you what the back side of that looks like. Gorgeous. So I don't think I told you, I was talking about the cardstock, but I don't think I told you what colors the cardstock is. So let me move this down. Oops. Let's move all of that down. There we go. And basic black, of course, because it's Halloween. We're going to have basic black. And then this is pumpkin pie, granny apple green, petunia pop, and daffodil delight. So those are the colors that are used in the designer series paper. So here's the first sheet and the back side. All right, the next sheet, super cute. It's super tiny, but there are little tiny dots along with the stars and the candy corn and some other candy there. And the back side of this one is kind of a washed black, but kind of underneath it and then running through it is our pumpkin pie. And we've got our black and orange. I'm going to slip this under here. There we go. Now, this one is a fun one because it is a haunted house. I love this cat. He looks mad. The cat looks really mad, and for some reason, I find that very funny. But we've got our little pumpkin here. We've got some spooky eyes peeking out the windows. Very cute. Let's look at the backside of this one. So this backside is white, as you can see, and it's got this little orange, the pumpkin pie running through it. So I love the backside of the papers. They're going to be, because they're subtle, they're going to be really easy to mix and match with the front side. Okay, there we go. Now, this next is very fun. They've got all these little pieces that you can cut apart with your paper trimmer and definitely use them on cards. But also, I think if you're making treat boxes or some other kind of treat, you can cut these apart and use them as tags. So that is super fun. So again, we've got 2 pages of that. And the back side, if you prefer to use that, it's got this kind of black and gray running across it. Okay, let's put this one in line with all of our other ones here. Let's see if I can slide it underneath there. There we are. And now, so fun. Lots of little animal characters dressed for Halloween. I mean, look at this flamingo. She is sassy. I love it. It's really cute. And what's really funny, this this is a bat, but he's wearing a ghost costume. So it wasn't good enough to be a bat, to just be a bat on Halloween. The bat had to dress as a ghost. So super fun. The backside is our pumpkin pie, and there's some little tiny black dots in there. All right, let's slide that one in here, and then we've just got one more page. And remember, there are 2 sheets, and this one is punch outs. All the punch outs. Let me hold it up here so you can see a little better. But we've got our cauldron with our potion cooking in it, and these little potion bottles. We've got bats, a crow, pumpkins. We've got our cute little animals dressed up. This is really funny. The hippo. I guess he's supposed to be a mummy, but there are 2 sheets of all of these little die cuts that you can just punch out and use to decorate your tags or your cards or whatever project you are making. Okay, so that's everything. I'm going to pull the cardstock out a little bit so you can kind of see that along with the paper. There we are. And see how that will coordinate together. But I love it when they put this is Petunia Pop. I love it when they put kind of a purplish color in the Halloween. I think it just makes it so much more fun. I mean, I love the black and the pumpkin pie, but adding in granny apple green and Petunia Pop is fantastic. Okay, we're not done. Okay, because we're looking at the whole suite. And oh, we have more friends joining us. Debbie and Bobby. Hi, I hope you guys are having a great day, winding down the week and kicking off the weekend. All right, next is ribbon. And so it's the Petunia Pop color. And I don't know if this will translate through the video, but it has a iridescent thread running through it. So whether or not you're doing Halloween, this is really beautiful ribbon. And I like it because it's narrow and it's very soft, so it's going to be really easy to tie. If you like to tie bows or knots for your projects, that'll be really easy to work with. Okay, embellishments. No suite is complete without embellishments. And they really outdid themselves with these. Let me get something white to put behind it. Here we go. All of these stars. We've got white ones, petunia pop, and black. And I don't know again if you can really see, but they are super sparkly. They are very sparkly. Self-adhesive, so you just peel them off here, put them right on your project. All right, one more thing in this suite, and I'm so glad they did this. These are treat bags. They are 4 inches by 6 inches, so they're small. All right, they're not big. You don't have to buy a load of candy to put in here. They're cute and small, and they're iridescent. So, does that look iridescent? So they kind of have that petunia pop color, but they are very shiny and very iridescent. So that's perfect for a Halloween treat. Perfect for a treat. So this week is really special. I love it because we see the pieces and parts we can use for cards. It has these sheets that have the smaller pieces we can cut apart and use as tags on our treats or our treat boxes or with our treat bags. And so I think they really did a great job of thinking through what people like to do at Halloween and how to make it fun and easy. So that's everything for the Halloween sweet suite, the spooky sweet suite. So let me put these things over to the side. And I do have another suite to show you today. And I'm equally excited about this one. I think this one is perfect for fall. So let me grab the cardstock and put it out here so you can see the colors that are in the paper. So you can think about what card bases you might be using as you're working with this suite or die cuts or any of those things. So we've got the new in color that is Darling Duckling. This is also one of the new in colors. It's Secret Sea. This is a tried and true color. This is Petal Pink. This one is Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. Gorgeous. All right, let's start with stamp set. Well, I guess I could tell you what the name of the suite is. The name of the suite is Painterly, Painterly Pears. And so we've got the stamp set that is called Perfectly Pears. And it's two-step stamping, which is one of my favorite ways to stamp. It's so easy. It's a great way to add color, and it's super easy, right? So we've got really nice sentiments. I love this one that says, "A good friend is a gift." That's very sweet. So we've got a couple of, well, we have a large pear, and then here's the two-step, the second step that will put the color in it. Then we've got a couple of pears together here, and we've got leaves and the two-step, and then we've got some little flowers here, and then just some little spatters that we can use to add a little interest to the project that we're making. Let's take a look at the dies. All right, and these are the Perfectly Pears dies. So here they are, and we'll hold them up here with the stamps. So we've got this large pear. We'll cut this out, and then we've got the two pairs together. We'll cut this one out. We've got the leaves, and then we've got a couple of little rectangles that will be great to cut out our little sentiments. This one we can just use to cut out some leaves from cardstock, which I think is always fun to mix in with the stamped images. It just gives it more interest, a little more depth to your project. And then we've got some dies here that we'll also just use with some cardstock. This one's a fun little crosshatch pattern, some little tiny flowers, and then here's like a little grouping of flowers. So, oh, and this one right here cuts out our stamp flowers there. All right, so I'm gonna hold on to this because a couple of those coordinate with the designer series paper, which is always fun. I love it when they do that. All right, so let's take a look at the paper. How about that? All right, first, and when I saw this, there was no question that I had to have this because these colors are amazing, really. I feel like this looks kind of like a beautiful wallpaper. What do you guys think? I'm feeling wallpaper with this one. But this paper is wonderful. It represents all the different colors that we see down here. And the back side of this one is the secret C. And I'm going to hold this closer to the camera so you can see this a little bit better. It's secret C, but it also has the old olive in like a little crosshatch pattern in it. So again, the back side of these are really great. And so it's going to be really easy, I think, to use them in with the bolder images on the front side of the papers. All right, this one I am super excited about because you can see the pattern just goes around the edge. So when we cut this paper, we can make a variety of cards, and the part that's showing might be at the top of the card, the bottom of the card, the side of the card. So I am looking forward to cutting this. I'm sure that I'm going to be doing a video tutorial showing just how to cut this piece of paper to make a whole set of beautiful cards. Um, Last Monday, the live was kind of showing how to make a set of cards with the floral impressions paper. And let me just say, that video has been watched more times than any other video I've ever put on YouTube, that I've ever done on YouTube. So I think the idea, and it had a similar feel because we took a large piece of paper and we cut it in several pieces and made several cards that would kind of coordinate together. So I think that's something that you all like. So I am looking forward to doing that with this piece. Let's look at the back. Yes, so if you missed Monday, go back and take a look at that. Let me know if you like that kind of thing. Here we go. The back side, the petal pink, pretty. Okay. Let's see if I can slip that in there. There we go. Next page. I love a juicy pear. I love a juicy pear. And these do look almost good enough to eat. Let's look at the back side. Here's our mossy meadow, and a nice small little pattern. All right. All right. This is a special page. Lots of pairs here. So remember the dies. Let me see where they are. Here they are. So this die will cut out the large pairs on the sheet, and the smaller die with the two pairs cuts out that image. So all of the pairs on this page can be cut out with dies if you would like to cut them out and use them like that on your project. I love it when they do that. Makes it just so easy and versatile, right? With the designer series paper. Ooh, that's pretty. Love those greens and the leaves. Very nice. And this one is really nice. It has that petal pink mixed in there. I think I did a good job of um, selecting the colors for this one. Well, the artists are always amazing, but for some reason, particularly this one, really, really speaks to me. I don't think that if I were just sitting down and bringing colors together, that I necessarily would have chosen these, and yet they are amazing when you put them together. All right, here's some more. This has the secret C in the background, and I like that they sliced the pear. This one's very colorful and fun. Oh, yes, and now we've got our darling duckling, and the little lines running through it are the petal pink. So that's a pretty combo too. Slide that under. And the last one is this one. So that one is super pretty too. I love that they used the secret seed in the leaves. Really pretty. And the backside, cute little wildflowers. They are. All right, last page goes under here. Now we need to look at the fun things that we use to dress up our projects. And first, let's look at this ribbon. So this, what are they calling this? They are calling this Mossy Meadow and Gold trim. And that's a good name because there is gold all over this. It's very sparkly, shiny, glittery gold ribbon. Again, I love this because it's a narrow ribbon and it's very soft. So just like the one that was in the Spooky Sweet Sweet, it'll be very easy to tie and use on projects. I got that. And then the last thing, we need some bling. We need some bling. Let me grab something to go behind this so you can really see. And these are called low profile sparkle dots, which is a great name because they are very sparkly, have a kind of a glittery effect. And so we've got our secret C and then Mossy Meadow and our darling duckling. So we've got those to use on our projects. So two sweets for you today. I cannot wait to dig in and start making some projects with these. It's going to make fall really fun. So you'll be seeing projects using some of these things in the next couple of weeks. So be sure you come back. Thank you again for everybody who tunes in and watches the lives when you can, or comes back and watches the replays. I really do appreciate that. I enjoy sharing projects with you, and I like hearing from you. So leave me a comment or send me an email. That's always fun for me to know what you're thinking and what you might be working on. All right. Again, happy 4th. If you're celebrating today, have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back on Monday afternoon with a tutorial for you. All right. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye.